Welcome! We have now arrived at Act 4 of the Archon quest, pretty much picking up right where we left off. This is the wrong team. At the time I'm recording this, today is the first day of patch 4.3, which means Navia banner. I do not have any intentions of actually hard pulling Navia. I am saving all of my Primo gems to get Arlecchino, who is rumored to be in 4.6. However, to spice up this Archon quest a little, here's an additional rule while I play through this. Fun little drinking game. I will be doing a one pull on the Navia banner every time a character in this act mentions the prophecy in quest dialogue. The problem is, as I said, I don't actually want to own a Navia. If I get her, I will be very happy. I would definitely build Navia if I get her, but getting Navia was not in my initial plans. I won't be disappointed to get her. I love the character, I love her playstyle. If I hit one, I'm not going to be upset. I would still prefer not to hit one. So that's why it's a one pull on the banner every time a prophecy is mentioned. After that dialogue, I will pull the number of times that the prophecy was brought up. It doesn't have to literally be the word prophecy, and sometimes just talking about the prophecy itself, that's probably good enough as well. The problem is, I am saving my pity for 4.6, and my current pity situation is that I have a guaranteed 50-50 at 47 pity. So, in the worst case scenario, if characters in this act talk about the prophecy more than 43 times, I am guaranteed a Navia. Oh no. Alright, let's get started. I don't know where the first quest marker is. Oh, right there.
Look! There are some people talking over there! Let's listen in on the conversation.
If you ask me, those pompous parasites on the surface act like they're all a bunch of aristocrats. Do any of them give half a hoot about a bunch of dogs like us?
Hey, speak for yourself, mate. I'm no dog.
Oh, you think you're special or something? If you're here, then you're just a convict like the rest of us. I've heard that even if you're released after serving your sentence, going back to life on the surface ain't any better. Once a criminal, always a criminal. We're marked for life.
Oh, hold on.
I don't buy that.
I'm gonna move this up here.
How cool would it be if the
hide
whole
these,
world was
'cause I'm
destroyed
not
by a
actually
giant flood and everyone had to start over from nothing?
What kind of filthy bilgewater?
Is that a prophecy?
I have family up there. You best shut.
Did they talk about the prophecy already?
Like that.
Oh, that counts.
Things ain't
Oh,
so
that
great
totally
on the
counts.
surface, but who says that you have to leave? I've heard that you can still stay here and work even after you've served your sentence. Not bad if you
Already?
ask me. Who wants to live in the ruddy overworld anyway?
And what makes you think they'd want to hire someone like you? That's one of the great mysteries of the universe, how someone as useless as you is so confident.
Whoa. Sounds like they're really unhappy about the overworld.
I am surprised it took us this long to find a
Speaking of
prison
which,
that's like,
I've
screw
never
those
heard
people on
anyone
the
use the
outside.
words overworld
I
and
did my
underworld when
time.
living up there. Is it only something the inmates down here say?
It's interesting because we spent the entire act in the prison. Nobody called Fontaine the overworld, right? But it's
That's
normal
true.
for comics to be unhappy. It's just we haven't really seen one. Like, I'm surprised it took until the opening of Act 4 for a conversation like this to pop up. Oh, also, yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna have to edit this ahead of time so I don't forget. This is now at 48 pity after this one poll. Boom. It's a purple! It's a sucrose. Wait, I don't have C6 sucrose? I guess I don't. Alright, 42 more mentions of the prophecy. No, 41.
There's a group of people over there.
42
Let's go
would have
listen
given me
in.
a Navia. Worst case.
So I said, that's not a faucet. Hey, who are you two? Why'd
Who
you
are
come
all
over
of you
a sudden?
people? None of you guys I met in the last act.
Sorry for eavesdropping. Sounds like you were talking about something private.
Oh. They just like surreptitiously glance
They're just
over.
looking to join in on our fun, that's all.
Hey, don't pretend like it's okay for them to just interrupt us like that. Yeah, fine. You're lucky we don't mind extroverts that much.
I would paint Lumine as more of an introvert and Paimon's the extrovert. It would explain why like Paimon does all the talking. Lumine has never come off as like a very extroverted type to me. She likes to make friends, not necessarily just on the extrovert thing. But for the most part, like her character usually keeps to herself, more so than Paimon does.
You hear that, Quisto? What nice!
Quisto.
Your
Okay.
expressions tell me you're looking to hear some juicy info, am I right? But before that, it just so happens that I know you two.
So you do.
Really? Are we that famous?
You're kidding. How often does anyone get a personal tour led by His Grace himself? Practically everyone was talking about it. Word has
It took a whole act
you also
for
caused
word like
quite
this
the
to get out.
kerfuffle.
So it's interesting, right? Because after last night, I looked up some general sentiments about Act 3. People were calling it boring. That's a general sentiment I got. Like, oh, this act is really boring. It's mostly filler. It's too long for not enough important story tidbits. I'm gonna withhold my judgment because the way it ended and how Act 4 began, it's very obvious that the game wants me to treat Acts 3 and 4 in a vacuum. Not in a vacuum. It wants me to treat Acts 3 and 4 together as one entity. So I think it's very unfair for me to leverage judgment against Acts 3 at this particular moment in time. It is interesting though that at the start of Act 4, suddenly so far the points of investigations that have opened up the act has nothing to do with what we did in Act 3. It's like in Act 3 we just messed around and experienced prison life. It's a precursor on how Meropede functions, which I can appreciate that part. I'm going to withhold my judgment again on whether or not it's actually boring. I didn't personally find Act 3 boring. I actually enjoy the intrigue. At the end, a lot of the ominous clues from the hidden rules were actually just made up red herrings, which, as much of a waste of time as one can interpret that as, is also potentially set up. Because those are still evidences with us, right? There's still some things that I want answered.
A little mistake, huh? I like the way you put it. You see, people with a good attitude can join our group anytime. Unlike some of the others
Adjusting
here.
mic, pardon the
Your
noise.
group?
I'm Quisto, and this is Lavaroon. People usually call us the Bombshell Bros, but don't worry. We're not playing
Oh, yeah?
with bombs or anything. It's just that our information is always so explosive, and we blow minds on the regular.
So, you two really like to gossip? Whew, you sure know how to embellish.
No. You don't get it. Knowing intelligence will make things better for you here. For example, knowing who's working with whom, who has the latest rumors, who's not getting along.
Oh,
Wouldn't you like to know all
please,
that?
please tell me.
Whoa, all this info's worth something, you know?
Alright,
You should prove you're worthy of it.
okay.
I don't mind him. Quisto's always this way. Just play nice and say something to massage his ego. The welfare meals. Talk about the welfare meals.
Okay.
Right. That meal we had yesterday was super delicious. Paimon can still taste it whenever she closes her eyes.
I like the guys like entice him with
Is
food.
that so? To tell you the truth, I've been helping out with making those welfare meals. I've been working as a kitchen assistant for about
Seriously,
a month and
what
a
are
half
all
now.
of you in here for?
Oh, so you're the one who made those delicious
These could be
steaks.
murderers.
Amazing.
Like serial
You could be
killers.
a professional chef.
If Ashe didn't
You
just
are correct.
get his soul sucked
I am
out
a
by
true
the
professional.
Oceanus,
In fact, I even went to
he would be
college.
down here.
But enough about that. Since you like my cooking, I guess that means we share similar tastes. Listen carefully.
Alright.
This little bombshell will help you learn what's really going on here in the fortress.
I'm all ears.
Listen, kids. The power structure within the fortress is quite complicated. The overworlders couldn't care less about us down here.
Sure.
We're basically dogs to them.
Cool.
You've already met the one person here you should never cross, the Duke, Risley. He knows more than you think. And if he doesn't care about something, then he often doesn't bother dealing with it.
Fine.
Those who have the Duke's attention get all kinds of special perks. Even better treatment in the infirmary.
Okay.
Yeah, I know who you mean. It's that Jurier character, right? I don't think there's anything useful about him at all. Why does he visit the infirmary?
Is he the one that
practically
wrote the
every day?
notes
Is it
to
normal
observe
for anyone to be
Sidrin?
going in and out of there so often?
Like the
Yes,
gifts, what
he's
gifts
just
Melo
faking
seems
it
like?
to get out
Is
of
he the
work.
one that wrote that note?
But did you know that Jurier was a talented researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute before he came here? There's no denying that.
I don't care if he was a researcher that could turn dirt into Mora. Once you're in the fortress of Meripede, you're just another inmate like everybody else.
Sure.
Speaking of which, the last time I saw him, he was passing by in the corridor with Lorvine. I also heard they started arguing in the library and got into a fight, right? Guess that's just how terrible of a guy he is.
Okay.
You mean he hit a woman? Wow, I never imagined he was that bad.
But that
We're
Lorvine is
prisoners
also
down
bad
here.
guy.
We're all hardened
She's
criminals.
always gabbing away, got into a fight with a man, and she also got sent to the infirmary. Come to think of it, I always see her going to
Look,
the sick bay every couple of days.
Obviously, don't hit women. Abuse is bad in all forms.
Wait a
Don't
second.
attack women.
You don't think?
But we're all down here as criminals.
Do you think it
Why is that a
could be
surprise?
They're secretly meeting there to go on dates?
No!
But it's really
Weren't they beating each other up?
After all, I do remember seeing Lorvine beat Jurier to a
Oh
pulp
my
that
God.
one time. And we might be overthinking things.
Okay. Jorio and Lorvine. I will note that. So maybe he's not the person who wrote the notes on Sidrin. Maybe he's just important because of some aspect in conjunction with Lorvine. I will make a note of that. Mental note. Doesn't seem like written down in our case notes. Genevieve. This is not Act 4. Whoops. Yeah, let me just quickly skip over this. Genevieve punches him. Seems like he was giving her trouble from the little I was skimming over the dialogue. Private brawls? This is not a private brawl. Alright, what happened? Don't we need to collect her for like the next match in the Pancration Ring? Isn't that where this quest is at right now? One thing about these world quests is that there are a lot of interesting quips and back and forth and one-liners being thrown around that's meant to be humorous, but without actual voice dialogue, a lot of them end up falling
you
flat.
over there.
Oh, hi. There we go. Bavaliers.
Yeah, you. Say, do you like playing card games? You know,
Yeah.
Genius
Wanna play
Invocation,
me?
TCG.
I got a deck or two.
You TCG players are like mint in the wild, literally sprouting up everywhere.
Dude, I'll play you. I have a pretty nice Ayaka
Hey,
deck.
come on.
Wait,
now.
no, I don't have
What's
an
wrong with
Ayaka deck
finding
yet.
fellow
I'm working towards
invocation
one.
aficionados?
I have a nice Kaching
Anyway,
deck.
Care to join me for a game?
Oh, never mind. We're not
no
playing.
Pressure.
But why would you be looking for people to play Genius Invocation in a place like this? Don't people usually come here to fight?
Yeah.
Whether you're throwing down cards or throwing punches, it's all a competition, isn't it? It's all the same in my eyes.
But do you play for
There
coupons?
are lots of card players here in the fortress. When I saw you, I immediately thought, hey, even outsiders from other nations play cards. So I came over to say hi. Sure.
You know I helped invent that game technically,
Great.
right?
Since you've been here longer
Kinda,
than
not
us,
really.
you need to flex your seniority a little bit, right? Maybe you could start by telling us newcomers some stories about this place.
I thought you would have already heard everything by now. Alright then, did you have anything specific
Why
in
drop
mind?
the Genius
Or do you want me
Invocation
to
part? This can't just be
pick a topic?
rogue advertisement for their
Why
other
don't you
game
pick?
mode, right?
We'll let you know if we've heard it already.
What's the hook?
Alright. Have you heard any strange
Oh
rumors
yeah,
since you've
tons.
arrived?
Tons.
Then, did you know that there are some people who are always gossiping over in the corner?
I guess.
Yeah, so you've already met those two. They're quite a pair. They always keep an eye out for the latest happenings and gossip about everything. I've never seen anyone with more time on their hands. I heard that they used to be a chef and a bartender before they were sent down here. You know how bartenders are, always chatting with customers. And chefs love to pass the time just hanging out when they're not cooking.
Good to know. Do you have anything else to tell us?
Let me think. Sounds like you want to hear something a little more
Give me the
tantalizing.
sauce. Give me the spice.
Oh, did you know that the Duke was also a convict?
I mean, I knew that. I read up on his backstory.
Before?
Wait, are you
I knew that
serious?
part. He got in
That's
here
right.
for
The Duke was an inmate just like you
Yeah.
and me. Seems he was exiled here for
a
committing
friend of
some
mine in real
crime.
life is really he
Who
mains
knows how he ended up
Risley now,
rising
so
up
I
to
did some
become
reading into
warden
his
now.
backstory. I don't know
Go
too
from
much
an
about this
ordinary
character
inmate
other
to
than like
becoming the manager of the whole place.
the
I'm
blurbs
not
you can
gonna
see in his
lie,
character
I
profile.
kinda
I know
respect
those.
that.
That's about it.
A forbidden zone? Sounds like something that someone just made up.
So they don't know
I've never
about
heard
the
of that.
Forbidden Zone.
Where did you hear about it?
It's just a rumor we've been hearing, but no worries if you've never heard of it. Do you
Good
have anything
deflection,
else you can tell
Paimon.
us?
Why can't you do this every other time?
Anything else? Not that I can think of, but I'll be sure to tell you anything interesting I hear next time. You'll have to play a game of Genius Invocation with me first, though.
Okay.
Okay, we've talked to just about everyone, and it's
Th-
about time
here's
for
a
us to
small
go
gripe.
meet Lenny.
Here's a small gripe I have with
Party left
everyone in the game. When they talk about the card game, they always say it as Genius Invocation TCG, and a part of me always cringes a bit when I hear that. People in real life never go, hey, you guys want to play a card game of Magic the Gathering TCG? No, they just say you want to play Magic? You can shorten that. You don't have to say the full name every time, right? Nobody goes, hey, you want to duel me in a game of the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG? Nobody says that. That sounds so unnatural. It's just like, hey, you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh? What's wrong with just saying, hey, you want to play Genius Invocation? You don't have to say you want to play a game of Genius Invocation TCG every time you talk to someone, right? Wait, this isn't the production
Come
zone.
on up.
Oh shoot, I need an elevator. Oh wait, he's in the production upper zone, right? Okay, I can just take this waypoint and take the lift up. Yeah. Because this waypoint is production zone lower, so I just take the waypoint. I take this waypoint, I take the elevator, I go to upper. No! 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 Come back! Oh no! Come back! Oh, if I stayed on there, it would have been fine too. Oh, Lynette just charged off the thing. Hey, come back here. Alright, now we go. We kept Lenny waiting long enough. Lynette's design is so pretty. I love the bow at the back. It's such a pretty and elegant bow. I love this design. I can't say it out loud or I'd be accused of being a furry, but I do love her design so much. I think her outfit is... This outfit is so elegant and so pretty. I cannot get enough of it. Hi, Lenny. Lenny's outfit is great too. Like the bow tie is a very... This is a very intricate bow tie. Very cute.
That look in your eyes. You found something?
Yes.
Hey, this is no time to be modest. Just tell him we found a boatload of information.
Okay, it's not that useful.
Oh, as expected of the legendary duo, you have my full
It's
and
not that useful, to be
undivided
honest,
attention.
Livy. Like, we just need Freminet. Can you give us Freminet?
I have never guessed that myself. The rumors swirling about this place are unreliable after all, and Master Child probably went missing because he found a way out.
I doubt he found a way
He
out.
is a harbinger after all. I suppose he's much more resourceful
It's still
than
a
I
dead
initially
end that
gave him
connects to
credit
like
for.
the middle buff up nowhere, right?
Unfortunately, this isn't enough for our final report to Father. We need to find out Master Child's exact whereabouts.
No, that does not constitute your final report to Father. That's my final report. You still need to make progress on finding the Gnosis reportedly hidden in Meropede. Just because a few gossips like kind of dismiss the Forbidden Zone doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? Where did you first hear it from? You should probably find that out too.
Father told me that even though Master Child said he was just coming to Fontaine for a vacation, he actually had some personal reasons. His agenda might be linked to his disappearance.
Okay, well then
His
we'll
escape
find him.
route is already flooded, so we'll have to task someone with professional diving skills to chase after him.
Well, when you put it that way, it's obvious that only Freminet would
We
be up
can
to the
all
task.
dive. We don't need the dinky helmet.
Bingo! Is he around?
He's working today. Coming here as a group would have attracted too much attention. I'll talk to him about it later.
Alright, we're counting on you.
It's the least I can do. We're all in this together, so it's only fair for us to fulfill our end of the bargain.
Sure.
Honestly, I'm far more impressed by you guys managing to collect all this information.
Look,
right
Riley's been
under Riley's
AFK for like 2
natural eyes.
hours. It's fine.
Collecting information has always been our strong point.
Now, let me think. To find out more information, Freminet will have to retrace Master Child's original route.
True.
And if he's to do that, he'll have to set out on the next pipe cleaning day at the earliest. That's 6 days from now.
Wait, that's too much time. We don't have that much time.
And after
We
that,
gotta do this sooner.
He'll probably take another 2 or 3 days to return.
No, that's
You
too
can
much
even
time.
estimate how long it'll take for him to get back?
We gotta go now.
We've been working together for a long time. We know each other's capabilities
Lenny,
like the backs of our hands.
This is a missing persons case. You're gonna wait 8 days? That's too much time.
Traveler, what say you to
You can
meeting
be
here
declared
9
dead
days
in
from
like,
now?
what was
We'll be
it?
able to
I
pick
think
up
it actually
Freminet while
varies by
we're at
country.
it,
You can be
too.
declared dead in 48 hours.
Oh, and there's just one last thing we'd like
We're
your
actually disagreeing with 9
Though we
days.
can just sit back and wait for Freminet's report on Master Child's whereabouts, we still need to make more progress on the investigation of the Forbidden Zone.
Alright, yeah.
Freminet's
That's fair.
no
We're going
master
back
of
to that.
disguise. Lynette's still working on getting intel from the other areas, and I'll need to spend some time helping Freminet prepare for his diving mission.
What does he need
So,
preparation for?
you
Just slap
are
on
the
a
ones
helmet
who
and
can
go.
help.
What do you want us to do? Will it be hard?
Well, I won't call it easy per se, but I think you'll be able to pull it off. Listen carefully. You'll need to find an excuse to get into the infirmary and investigate the room and environs. You've mentioned several sketchy-looking people always meeting at the infirmary earlier, so it probably has something to do with the secret we're hoping to uncover. You've already met the head nurse, so she'll
Why
be
the
less
infirmary
suspicious of
in
you.
particular?
Investigate the internal structure of the infirmary and any active dealings within, and pass those on to me alongside anything else you're able to discover. But also, there's no need to take risks. Don't forget, safety always comes first.
Alright.
My apologies. I just started rambling out of habit. It was almost as if I was talking to my younger sister.
But that's
I'm
not
not
a bad
Lynette,
thing,
pal.
right? All right, then we'll head out as soon as we finish our prep.
Lumi's
Let's go
so
our
much
separate
older
ways
than
for now,
Lenny.
then. Don't
Lumi's
forget,
like
we meet
centuries
here again
old.
in 9 days. Stay safe.
9 days. We're actually waiting 9 days for a missing persons case. The guise of just wandering around aimlessly? That's not a guise. That's the sketchiest thing you can do.
Stay here for now. Paimon will take a peek.
Don't mind us, we're just wandering around aimlessly.
There seem to
That's
be
so
several
sus
people
in the
inside.
prison. Alright, let's eavesdrop.
Right. I feel like this.
Only bits and pieces. I feel like.
No. It's a bit hard to understand them from here.
Okay.
So, Why don't we
I mean,
just
they
try
are
to
planning
catch them in
something.
person? Let's go as soon as you're ready.
Okay, let's do it. Long deep breath. Why do we... Okay, so... Why do we have that potion still? Oh, Sijuan, help!
She's sick!
Whoa, are you okay?
I'm sorry, we just have a failed experiment from alchemy in our bag that didn't get confiscated when we got in? Like a bag of suspicious foul liquid?
Oh my! What's wrong, little one?
Did they not confiscate anything when they booked us?
Before you begin. The traveler started complaining of a stomachache, and then nausea, and then collapsed onto the ground. Paimon doesn't know what to do.
This is how we're
Freezing
getting in.
limbs, twitching fingers, and pale complexion. Could it be poison?
Paimon, please, we're not doing any of that. We ain't even twitching.
Let me take a look. Please lie down over here.
It's just a stomach ache. We're not having a seizure. Paimon.
Don't worry, I'll get you to the bed safely. Here, hold on to my shoulder and walk slowly. You can do it, traveler.
I'm sorry. Go on without me. Oh, I'm not gonna make it, Paimon. Oh
Don't
no.
apologize. You're sick after all.
I'm not gonna
Now,
make it,
please
Paimon.
relax. I'm just going to do a
You guys go
preliminary
back to
checkup
what you
on
were talking about. Don't have to treat me. I'll just pass out here.
I see now. My checkup has confirmed that she's not in any mortal danger. That's our worst.
No, I'm dying. Just forget me. Talk about what you were talking about before. Just let me die here in peace.
Eh? Oh, that's good. But I'll continue my diagnosis of the patient now. Please relax and take a deep breath.
Paimon just like drop kicks us to put us in more harm.
Don't sense serious damage to your organs either. Does it hurt when I press here?
Oh, it's awful. I feel like my ribs have shattered.
And here? Huh?
You're basically stabbing
Based on
me.
my initial checkup, there shouldn't be a problem here.
I mean, no, that part's fine. Try another area.
What about here? Does this hurt?
Now we're downplaying it.
Oh. I understand. So that's what it
Why
is.
didn't I go to medical school?
I think you just ate something that disagreed with you. That's all. Nothing too serious. Outside of a pretty bad stomachache when it decides to act up. So that's what it is.
We ate the blue meat.
Goodness, it's not
What is that
anything
blue
more
meat?
serious. And there have been other inmates complaining about the food recently. I'll inform our head chef, Mr. Woolsey, of this problem as soon as possible. Congratulations! The health risk is incredibly low, so you should recover within a couple days. Why don't you take a rest here while I go get some medicine for you?
Alright,
Miss
fine.
Levine, I'll have to trouble you to help me look after this new patient while I'm gone.
Very well.
Alright, let's hope she has loose lips. And just starts blabbing.
And she hopped away, just like that.
Just start beating them up. What do you know?
Hello. So how are you feeling now?
Levine and Jurio. Makes sense.
Her stomach aches really bad. She was stumbling about the whole way here, so Paimon's really worried.
Good, Paimon,
If
good.
Miss Sijuin says it's not a serious problem, then there's no need to worry. She's the best medic we've got down here.
She's the
But
only medic you
it
have
also
down
looks
here.
like she's the
The bar
only
is...
medic
Yes,
you
thank
have.
you, Paimon!
Well, that's true.
What do you mean, that's true? That's really misrepresenting the situation. Of course I can't speak for the whole fortress, but it's not like everyone imprisoned here is useless, you know?
Didn't you go to
Though
prison
they may
for
have committed
assault?
crimes and gotten locked up here as a result, they still know a thing or two about medicine, and they help Miss
They?
Sishwin take
Who's
care
they?
of the sick and injured.
You can't be talking about everyone, right?
You're right. But did you have to lecture me about it in front of another patient? Aren't you a patient too? Where did all your energy come from?
That's correct.
Hold up, are we all
Sorry,
pretending to be
I wanted to
sick?
help
You should just say that, right? You should just say that, like, just force the conversation forward. It's like, oh, hold up, are we all pretending to be sick? No way!
Are you two also sick?
We've been sick a while. I come back every once in a while for checkups, and to pick up the medicines Miss Sijween prescribes for us. That's just the nature of chronic illnesses. As for her... you could say she fancies herself as Miss Sijween's capable helper because she learned a bit of medical knowledge ages ago.
Please watch your mouth, Mr. Jurier. Don't forget that you are the primary reason I have frequent heart palpitations.
Oh, dang.
Hey, don't start arguing now. Please, keep it civil at least.
That's not all, right? The box. Loreen, I'm dying. My last wish is to find out what's in that box. Please open it. Not gonna work? Probably not. Ah, a hatch.
Hey, hey! There's no need to fight! Everyone will be released someday, so there's no need to argue over silly things like this!
Will be released someday. Some of these guys are staying in here.
But...
Release. It's way too early for us to even think about that. And who the heck knows if we'd even be able to continue our previous lives?
Exactly. Shouldn't be a hatch in the infirmary.
Please allow me to end this boring and useless conversation. Oh, and Mr. Jurier, I don't want to see your face here again.
They were very
anytime
civil
soon.
chatting with Sidrin.
And same to you, Miss Lorvine.
This is
Anyway,
a front,
that was
for
more
sure.
than enough rest for me, so I'm going to get out of this excessively noisy place. See you later, everyone.
They were very happily chatting along with Sidrin, planning something.
You just slowly walked off? Like that?
That's just what he's like. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I'm Lorvine, and that's... Well, his name is Jurier, but I hope you'll never have cause to remember his name.
Sure.
You really can't stand him, huh?
I mean, can you blame me? Who would like someone who's as arrogant and obsessed with weird research topics as he is?
But do you like him?
But there's no need to keep dwelling
But
on
do
it.
you like him?
I'll accompany you two for a while. Miss Sishwin should be back soon, and I'm sure you'll feel better as soon as you've had some of her medicine.
Okay.
No, it's nothing.
I'm back! Did you rest like you promised?
Thank you for getting our medicine, Miss Sishwin.
Did you all cooperate with your bed rest? I trust that nobody got up to walk around. Good. Here, this should be 2 days' worth of medicine for you. Take one pill now, and then continue your bed rest.
Okay. You got it. Whether the pill actually gives us a stomachache because we were faking
Miss
it.
Levine, I left in a bit of a hurry just now. Do you still remember if we discussed the color of the pill that you should be taking today?
Is that what they were talking about?
I remember. You said it should be yellow.
Yellow, huh? I understand.
That's a code.
These are
I
yours.
see. That's a code.
Please, make sure to go to bed early after
She
taking them
received the
tonight.
answer
You'll
and then
benefit from a
adjusted.
good night's
So
sleep.
that's a code of some sort.
All right, then I'll also be on my way now. I hope you feel better soon too.
That's a code word for something. Interesting.
I'm going to fill out your medical record now. You're widely known as the Traveler, right? I just want to double check a few details, if that's all right with you.
Sure.
Those two made quite the commotion just now, so why don't we let the traveler rest? Paimon can answer the questions instead. So her primary symptoms are abdominal pain, with secondary symptoms of nausea. Is there anything else? That's it.
Okay.
Alright then. Is there anything we should know besides to take the meds? No, her base constitution is quite good, so I'm sure she'll recover quite quickly after taking the medicine. Please, make sure to stick to bland or less stimulating foods, and don't stay up too late at night.
You got it.
Paimon will hold the traveler to that for sure.
Alright, let's fake a nap. How about that?
You're going to take a nap already? Okay then, you get some rest.
Thank you, Paimon.
We've been to lots of places together. She may look a bit under the weather now, but she's actually super strong.
That's what you're chatting about? Chat about something more important.
So you're the best of companions. Well, don't worry, she'll recover soon.
That's
you're
cute.
awake.
Companion bringing comfort. That's really cute.
How do you feel? You slept for a really long time, but we never left.
I feel a lot better.
Now you can go back without a worry in the world. Remember to take the meds regularly, and don't forget bland foods.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Sijuin.
There are a lot of dialogue mismatches in Acts 3 and 4, huh? Alright, Sidrin, I'm just gonna take a look over here if you don't... Oh, that's a... No, wait, that's not a hatch. Where's the hatch? This is the hatch. Oh. Interesting.
Over here.
Rosalino, you're not Lorvine. Wait, the infirmary's next door? Huh.
You really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you skipped
Oh, we sleep talked?
No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled
Oh my
fish, and
god.
put down the Adeptus Temptation now.
Paimon's the glutton, not us.
The entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Are you sure we're not going off track with the infirmary?
The hatch. Okay, definitely, the meds are definitely a code. The hatch definitely leads somewhere. And those two are pretending.
Whoa, you really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on. We've got to give the info to Linny.
Linny's busy, right? Didn't he say check back in 9 days? Yeah, so now we just time skip 9 days. Lynette being a professional. Well, that was a fast exchange. Oh, it warps us. We're not in our dorm anymore.
Today's the day. Let's go meet up with Linny.
Never mind. What the hell? What is that exchange?
Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
Not really.
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary.
Right?
We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Freminet successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last
Lynette's
night,
like, I'm sick
Lynette
too.
has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
Why not?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Freminet's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person.
Doesn't Sidran leave her
Lynette
post
also
30
felt
minutes
like
every
you have
day
already
before
taken the
lunch?
first step for us,
We
so
just
she
open
should
the
be
hatch
one
while
to
she's
finish the
gone,
job.
right?
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for
Now the
her.
polls are helping you? Only took 4 acts to open up to him?
Perhaps that's true. You are both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone else. Unfortunately, there's still one thing that could get between us, lest you've forgotten. The matter of our respective loyalties. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand that feeling, so I assume you're just helping us out of the kindness of your hearts?
Well,
I mean, I
I'd
genuinely
really
like
could
the
use some more
twins.
friends. We'll be counting on you to help us in the future too.
That Paimon's words, not mine.
Since I see you as friends, then it's even more important for us to protect you from any peril. Freminet and Lynette feel the same way.
Get it now.
Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Freminet returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Okay.
Is now really a good time to go over?
Just a party of 3?
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around
Yes!
half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her.
Okay, let's go.
Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to care
on.
about his younger sister's well-being.
Okay, then let's head over right away.
Oh, sorry, I had to alt tab for a second, but I was still listening. Sorry for the scene being frozen. Head to the infirmary in secret. Do we just like delete this guy? Or it's not very secret.
Lynette should be here right now.
But she's not. What's that?
Strange. Lynette?
As expected,
Are the papers
Sigewinne
supposed to be
isn't here, but
scattered?
why isn't Lynette here?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know.
So there's a clue in the room. Right?
Unless...
Unless she's been had.
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her. Who knows? Maybe she'll be back soon.
Okay.
Was she compromised?
There are some books here and a few files. They all look like medical records. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of emotions, and the meaning of laughter. These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sigewinne would be interested in these kinds of things? She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a Melusine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Seems quite normal to me. These are skills that would come in
How
handy
does
for
this
a
help
nurse
with
from
the
time to
Lynette
time.
investigation, though? I gotta check. Okay, that's one of the clues, so I'm gonna investigate that last.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, which means
Right. Oh, I skipped too
either
early.
the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette lay down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
The second one's more ominous. The second one means that she wanted us to find it like this.
Ah, this is it! We saw it before!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well.
Exactly.
The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure.
Did she get compromised then?
Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
I mean, you sound panicked. Yeah. This can't be sitting well with them, given their history. He's for sure panicking.
You guys, there's a slip of paper over here!
How do we miss this?
Slip of paper.
It's right over here! And there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards."
This is...
Risley.
Is that all?
That seems like Risley's writing.
The back. This is...
That's very Risley speak.
Show me! Now!
That look on your face. Paimon's reading it now.
Read it faster!
Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now?
She did get compromised.
Could she have? Is she already?
Risley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us
But
since.
he knows. He knows everything. Why second instead of the first?
Yes, that is a crucial question. Risley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very
But
beginning.
why?
You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Risley. We're a completely different story, though.
Why he only go after Lynette? If he takes Lynette, Linny would definitely follow.
I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go
But
after
if
her?
he takes her, Linny follows for sure.
Don't panic. Just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now.
Also, isn't Freminet coming back soon? Is he also going to be compromised?
Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means...
What? I didn't say anything.
The fact that Freminet was able to leave the grounds... Could Risley have let him go as well?
You no shot you heard me speak.
Freminet leave like that?
No shot you heard me speak. He made them both disappear.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it.
Sure. Let's go with that.
We never should have sent out Freminet. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Risley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Alright, calm down, buddy.
Don't be like this, Lenny. Freminet wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Child.
Okay, that's not the right way to do it. Let's just go help him and look for them.
No.
Reassigning
I'm the leader of
blame
this
isn't gonna do
operation.
shit.
I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Risley.
Don't.
Hey, don't be reckless. Traveler, please tap
I will go
some
with you.
sense into him.
I simply
We'll fight him
cannot
if we
allow
have to.
Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get them back.
Alright, chill, buddy. No, we gotta go. We can't.
He's rushed out the door. After him.
Where were you hiding the whole time?
I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
How do we not find her?
Possible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the
Testing.
time. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking.
Very sharp senses.
Someone, please help!
To be expected of a Melusine, though. Very sharp senses.
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill.
Oh, is that why we had to examine the books? She can understand human expressions.
It's no use,
Interesting.
we have to catch up to him!
Understand it to that extent, though, huh? She can tell when people are lying.
Out of sight! How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at Risley's office!
Where the frick is Risley's office? I've never been there! This is his office? Okay. Never been in here.
Come out and face me, Risley!
I don't think you beat him in a fight.
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next
See,
second
he
from
never
another
explained
place
that
altogether.
magic trick to us.
Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. That means Lynette is probably still alive. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Freminet, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act
I don't
differently
doubt
are
that.
those with
Meripede
personal
sounded like a pretty
agendas.
chill place.
It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Freminet has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One
You always
correction.
need hostages.
Lynette is in my hands right now, but Freminet is not.
He's not. What do you really want?
Winnie!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me.
What do we actually do for him?
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Freminet should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody. So, where do you think he may be right now?
Still in the pipe.
Wait, you can't mean... You locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Freminet's a 5-star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating.
Sure.
Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether it was in a personal or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
Let's talk then.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the
let's
fortress.
talk.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed.
Okay.
Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Freminet is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever.
Fine.
You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with
What
me.
are you playing at?
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation to join me for a parents' evening. I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't see
Are
why
you
she
sure
refuse.
she wouldn't just
Why
outright
did
kill
you
you?
think Father sent
That's
us
a
to
risky
handle the Fortress
move.
of Meripede? This place is basically a no man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection.
That's a
Looking forward to
dangerous
sharing
game
it
to
with
play, Risley.
Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already
Like, you think
received
Arlecchino
many
wouldn't just
samples as
flip her
gifts.
lid and come kill you?
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly have no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you refuse...
Why does he want to see her?
Linny!
Yeah, why?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Freminet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6, 5,
What the hell's the countdown
Wait,
for?
Two.
They're not in that much danger.
1. Time's up. It really is a shame, Mr. Linney.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
He doesn't have that much leverage to be able to do this, right? Like, this is a very strong. He's coming off as very strong-handed in this argument, but he doesn't have that much leverage. Is he that confident that the Fatui just wouldn't run down Meripede and like just destroy relationships with Fontaine? This is a very dangerous game to be playing. He's after something else. There's no way he's like letting this go through, because it just logistically it doesn't make sense diplomatically. If he does seriously, let's say he just doesn't, it's just like, oh, negotiations are broken down, goodbye, we're not gonna help. And then Freminet actually has an accident out in the ocean. Arlecchino would definitely tear down Fontaine for this. She's already like actively looking for the Gnosis. Like, I don't think Snezhnaya would. This would definitely fuck things up. That's not a responsibility that he can handle, because he's playing as very important agents. He doesn't have as much leverage as he thinks he does. So the fact that he's coming at this negotiation so strong-handedly, that something about this feels off. Like, there's another card that he hasn't played yet.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Linny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
No, I'm saving them.
Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found,
Deal.
I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
The strange meat, okay. But that's made up. Who will see to it? Who will see it you keep?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she... Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. The research note said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. Because of that, according to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because we often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at... I've been told that the infirmary... The research note said that the Melusine... We often see Miss Sijuin observe...
What circumstances does it...
Fonta's
You have
internal
to work.
reports suggest that they're starting a new trial... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it.
What circumstances? What's this first question?
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijuin be doing during that time? The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he...
This one.
The research note said that the Melusine race...
No, wait, this one.
Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new... The Fonta promoter has been...
It's not Fonta, huh?
The research note said that
I was gonna go with the Fonta route, because maybe it was like mixed with Fonta.
Because of that, the Melusines have also developed a sense of aesthetics that appear...
This one. And
I've
this
been
one.
told that the
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I have to click.
Ah, so that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed?
It's Sidran. Yeah.
The hidden rule of the production zone. People...
Where the fuck did you get that?
And if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal.
How did they confiscate nothing?
Strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all prepared by Sijuin, the head nurse. She often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijuin visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijuin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does. However,
yes.
Unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sigewin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. All right, now for my next question.
The wild.
There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides
This one's
of the
Fonta.
fight. Why
Fonta
is
sponsored
that?
the Pancration Ring. Yeah. This one's easy. Who sent
According
it?
to
Fonta.
Collins, the Pancration tournament. Fonta's internal reports suggest that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed.
No,
The Fonta
it's
promoter
this
has
one,
been
right?
struggling because he doesn't.
Yeah.
Fonta's internal
Then
reports.
because they're doing this
According to Collins, the Pancration.
and this, because there's a loss on the advancement. What? Did I get it the other way?
I've been told that the infirmary is.
No, this is
You
the
often
infirmary.
see Miss Sigewin observing the research note said that the Melus. According to Collins, the research note said that the
No,
the Fonta promoter
this one.
has been.
Oh, I got those two backwards.
Ah! Paimon gets this rule too now, so there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the Pancration Ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid.
Correct.
People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer.
Unfortunately, that's just red food coloring for Fonta's products.
Really? It's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fonta trial
Why did they have
pack.
to pick red?
A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fonta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making.
Could have been any color. Could have been green. Could have been Slurm from Futurama.
Trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fonta product here. And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
That's the
I acknowledge the effort
stretch.
you've put into bringing the
That
truth of
last
this
part is a
mystery
bit
to
of a
light.
stretch. Come on.
Although, based on your description, that Fonta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
We don't know.
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing Lynette and Freminet never even crossed your mind. You'll pay for this!
Oh, you can't beat them.
Ah!
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sigewin. That was a fantastic shot.
It was
Ooh,
nothing, Your Grace.
she has a gun.
Sigewin?
They gave her a gun.
This gun may look like a toy. It's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
Sigewin... You...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus protecting it is my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties. But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
Oh, that's a burn and a half.
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence to them?
My dear Sigewinne, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Maybe.
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace. I figured I should try to talk some sense into you.
What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. Let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
What?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Sigewinne, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you doing?
I believe I hear footsteps.
Huh.
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Clarande. My door.
Freminet. Freminet.
What's going on? What is Clarande doing here?
Work.
So it is.
Sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Freminet? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
Symptoms. What symptoms is he showing?
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
Say what?
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Freminet a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Clarande while you get Freminet to where he needs to be. Everything else can wait.
So there was a primordial seawater in the thing. All I'm saying is this is not helping relations with the Fatui.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater.
How did he
Still,
not melt?
His condition is not critical.
Sorry, dissolve.
Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave
Why
him
is he
here
not
for now
dissolving?
and move
It's
into the
pure
infirmary
seawater down
once
there,
he's
isn't it?
recovered a bit more. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress, however.
Shouldn't he have dissolved? It's pure
Why would he
seawater.
ingest a
It's not
large amount of
diluted.
Primordial seawater after leaving the fortress. How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Freminet for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe me, but His Grace and I actually made some snacks and tea for her.
I'm right here, Lenny.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Linney again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time... well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Does that mean all the tea is now also brewed with
Not
concentrated
particularly.
seawater?
If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
Ooh, flirty. Very flirty.
Linny, are you okay?
Alright, executive decision.
I'll be fine.
Does
They're all here now. Don't
Does
worry
that
about
conversation now constitute a prophecy because the primordial seawater is now rising? That's a part of the prophecy, isn't it? Shit. I'll count it.
Are you sure? You don't look alright.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer shot.
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Traveler, Paimon,
That's
you're
the most
here too.
emotions she's ever shown.
Freminet? Is he...
He'll be fine. But for now, please help me lift him up.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Alright, let's go.
The Duke and Clarande are gone.
They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Freminet out of the sea.
I mean, you could have just said the primordial seawater's rising. I gotta shut the door. It's not like Linny doesn't know. It's not like Linny doesn't know that the prophecy is nigh. You could have just told him that. There was no need for all of this. There was no need for all of this obfuscation. Besides, why does he want a meeting with Arlecchino? Like, does he genuinely want it, or was that just something to just to rile Riley, Linny up? What does he gain out of the conversation with Arlecchino? Does he know what she's trying to do?
Surprise!
He's awake. Freminet, how do you feel?
Awful.
Linny. Lynette.
We're all here.
Where am I?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Freminet, and you are no longer in any danger.
How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long. The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Oh, he's dizzy.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've recovered.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it. Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
I'm in. Seems like this pipe hasn't been used in a long time. It looks abandoned.
I'm not polling yet because the seawater getting mixed in isn't the prophecy yet. I'm sure Risley will come in this in a bit and explain it.
Be?
I'll poll when that happens. Wee! Can you die?
Father.
Oh. Should have expected that, to be honest. So this is a domain, huh?
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
This feels like the Hida's puzzle at the end of Act 5 for Sumeru. Turning a platform. Oh, now we gotta go up. Is there an up switch? Oh no, you just follow the stairs, I see. And then you turn this.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Can you turn it the other way? The rotary plate. What rotary plate? Oh, these rotary plates. Okay. What's his trial weapon? Is it actually the bell? I'm interested now. What sword is that? Royal, okay. It's always funny that he was using the bell in the trailers.
Frost is coming!
Yeah.
Hip, hop. This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water.
Child is fine though, because he's not from Fontaine. This seawater will only be toxic to Fontainians.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them. And recently. There are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here.
This is the dead end they talked about, right?
Wait. What the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on? No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it.
Ooh, this is genuinely a very haunting sequence to play through, knowing that he passes out in here.
I can't die here.
Oh, the music's picking up.
This is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Child could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going. I probably passed out some time after that, and you know the rest.
Sure.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
You're still too weak, Freminet. You can go after you've had some more rest.
Isn't this whole fortress
Miss Clarande is
underwater?
right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
Guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better than me.
Judging by our last conversation, no. He hasn't had a good track record of putting the cards on the table.
Wanna come with us, Lenny?
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
I mean, we can all go.
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while. In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
Okay. Go to the Duke's office.
Step on them!
Yep.
This is a totally different place. It doesn't exist in the fortress. That's why the game plays that sound effect and has that loading screen. It warps us to somewhere else. So it's like a domain.
Excuse me.
I take it Mr. Freminet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Clarande. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
Okay, so how do we get out if the seawater is now
Quick
poisonous?
physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
We have to leave the
Thank you
fortress,
for
right?
looking out for me. I'll take my leave for now, then.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
That's an interesting way to start the conversation.
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten?
Sure.
Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered the most.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
I mean, that's an evident one. Yeah.
No.
Oh, no.
I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals. Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own.
That's why you want to meet her?
All I care about is the answer.
So you were hoping Linny's group would just do your work for you!
Okay, well, if you put it like that.
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Freminet has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome
We're like the only two people in this entire fortress that can be there. Everybody else would drown because of primordial seawater. We were not in any danger.
Are the rumors true that you're also a former criminal?
Why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates. That's all.
Oh, right! Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
And saving Freminet was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
So what's inside
That's
the
not
zone?
something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Child's whereabouts.
But we want to know.
All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Freminet.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Fine.
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Sure. I'm ready to hear it.
Follow me.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
They needed that two-line dialogue just to regenerate
Stand
the
on
map.
the central plate.
to show this.
Is there a secret mechanism or...
Oh.
Whoa!
This is not the same Forbidden Zone that I went into during Unfinished Comedy, that's for sure.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special. What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Maybe.
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Okay. Oh, wait, I'm Lumine. Okay.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa! They all just went up one by one.
Go on, have a look. I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it.
Okay.
The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its
I can't see
position,
shit, Risley.
likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses
Primordial
what the reading
sea
could be
level.
tracking? Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary. The temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Freminet displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
The concentration of primordial seawater? But we're already under the sea!
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration is steadily rising. Yes. That's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be.
I've
much
been
less
there,
where we can
Paimon.
find a plug a leak. Oh. Oh!
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate.
Called it.
For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold back the
And if
primordial
this gate
sea at all.
falls.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
That's the prophecy. Mark 1 for the prophecy.
That's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon Egeria ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontaine were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon took pity on them, and said, "You may go guard my secret, deep underneath the waves."
The secret.
And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors.
Okay.
The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support,
I see.
allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the overworld.
And so began
Once they
another
finished
society.
serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontainian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this from an elderly historian. Everyone else just thought he'd made it all up.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails,
That's
then
2.
everyone will be dissolved into the sea.
Do you believe in it?
To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate.
Same instance.
Prophecies
Still
are
counted
troublesome
as 2.
things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
So what do you want to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Okay. We're not allowed to stay there, right?
This is
yeah,
it.
saw so.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round
They're
of experiments have-
experimenters. Ah.
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone.
Huh? Lorvine and Jurier?
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
They are
I'm
researchers.
skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Lady, you have no idea.
Well, how about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Yeah.
Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining.
I have.
Edwin's main areas of research were archeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite familiar with them as well. I hired him to be my technical consultant.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Ah, what a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Oh my god, Paimon!
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a
God
convenient-
damn, Risley! Don't go along with this.
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
There was
If I
some
dated her,
real
I'd officially
tension
be
there.
madder than Edwin.
Jeez, forget I said anything.
There's some real tension
Follow
there.
me.
Maybe look into that. I don't know. If we don't all fucking dissolve.
There's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
Risley just has to take a shot at her. He just has to take a shot at her.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Oh.
What a huge ship! This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontainian history?
Are we talking about the Narcissan Christ? I know a lot about that,
Well,
but I don't know how far back you're
the
going.
Story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown,
Haven't
Fontaine
gone
used to
that
be
far
ruled
back.
by the Lemurian dynasty. According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves.
Above,
He
you
called
say?
his nation Lemuria, and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
This is a very different founding story.
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try.
This man wants to start
The
an
moment
odyssey.
I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster. Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe. As the fortress's administrator, I'd never make such a reckless call. Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions? Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
I didn't get to ask. I do have other questions. You didn't let me ask.
I'll leave you here for now.
Oh, thank you so much.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw. What you do from here on out will likely affect those 3 as well.
We should share it.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Great.
I thought about
look
it.
forward to
I'm
what
telling
happens
them.
next.
I think not telling them right now would be awful. So, you know. Alright, 2 mentions of the prophecy. 1. Oh, thank God. Oh. If I broke my pity right now, I'd be so sad. Okay, sorry. That's blue, so let me just edit this. We're now at 50 pity. I have 49 wish face left because I know the text is covering it. I have 49 wishes left, so I'm guaranteed Navia. I don't want to go that far, ideally.
Welcome back. Do you want a cup of tea?
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now.
Hey, has Lynette always had that streak of green hair? That looks cute.
While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Oh yeah, don't drink that water.
Must have been Risley and Sijuin.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from Risley?
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Feeling better now?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijuin is also busy with something or other, so let's just talk here.
Alright, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Freminet affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is
that's not a
probably
hard
very close to the
that's not a
forest
hard
north.
hypothesis to make.
Whoa, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That's our Lenny.
That's not a difficult conclusion to
Risley's
make.
attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping
This is a little bit of a lead. This is good deductive skills. The first one is very obvious.
The Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
You're super smart!
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. He has a bargaining chip.
You think he's gonna give that ship to
Arlecchino?
Arlecchino?
To deal with him directly.
Probably not, right?
I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be. But let me guess. You have the last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone.
One.
Just like the prophecy
Thank
said.
you, Lynette, for making me
Could
fall.
Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis?
Most likely.
If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis. But how could Risley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know and just wanted to bring Father over to his side, which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to pass this on to our father. No matter what, we're on your side. The two of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time.
It's nice to have
Though
friends
you may
in
not share the
Seshnaya.
sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the three of us basically see you as family now.
You have my gratitude.
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us. We didn't think you were going to do it.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
We can work together.
Given your strength, you might not need our help at all. But if you are ever in danger, we will try our best to protect you.
You're level 1, Lynette. You're level 1 right now.
All warm and safe inside.
Don't say that. You're level 1 right now. Oh.
Paimon's hungry.
How?
Oh, you've done so much already. Go get some food.
Alright, then we'll catch you guys another time.
Just eat the blue meat. We still have that, right?
Surprise!
Oh, right. Lynette talked about the prophecy. It's blue. 51 pity. Sharpshooter's Oath.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served at the coupon cafeteria.
Who is that?
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Hello.
Are you here for dinner
Hello,
too,
Gumi.
Miss Sijwin?
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well.
Huh. You're right. She's actually actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria.
What would you like to eat?
We can choose.
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today.
The good
so
one.
you can get
The
whatever
special
you
one.
like.
The lucky one. The biggest portion.
Don't forget Paimon.
I like that pose, by the way. I
Just
like that
leave it
Lumine
to me.
pose. That's a new pose. That reminds me of Risley's voice line. Sijuin's milkshakes taste like desolation. that's what this came from, right?
Is this how it feels to be freeloaders? Wait a second, we did do plenty of work after all.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
Everything was super
I'm
delicious.
so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see, the expression on your face just now? The muscle here just moved, which suggests that you're feeling quite
Yeah, you
bad
can't
at
hide
the
shit from
moment.
her. Just don't try.
Do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melusine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you.
You don't look like a Melusine.
Care of people.
Just saying.
Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister.
Paimon, don't say she's short.
Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings
Where's
as well?
Corinne? Did she just leave?
Oh, that.
Oh no, she's still
I
there.
just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left, to make sure that
He didn't
Lenny
have to
wouldn't
taunt
impulsively
Lenny
chase
though.
after his brother.
He didn't have to.
Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger.
You were all super considerate and really thought everything
But
through.
why did you have to press him? Is there a way? Was there a world where you could have a civil exchange with him that doesn't involve spilling the beans? Because I know he's very wary about like spilling the secret to him. He left the secret to us of like, hey, if you want to tell him, go ahead. So he was very about spilling the beans. But was there a world where he could have avoided spilling the beans without excessively taunting Linny for it? Like, just rescue Freminet. I don't know.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos. Get a good night's rest, you two. You both worked very hard.
Okay. Oh, Corinne's still here. Do you have dialogue?
Glorand!
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
She sounds happy to see us.
It's alright. Miss Sijuin really put in a lot of effort.
It's alright!
So we heard that Risley invited
Jeez,
you
say
to
how you
come
really
down to help,
feel.
And you saved Freminet too. You sure work super fast.
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon didn't know even champion duelists could take on side jobs. Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijuin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
Miss Sijuin was with you, and the Duke has business of his own.
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner
Oh,
with
we're
her as
probing
well?
about that now?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time? So you mean you've gone out to dinner
Ooh,
with
that's
her in the
juicy.
past?
Juicy.
In the
Tidbits.
past. Yes.
Give me the tea. Give me the tea.
You seem to be enjoying yourselves here. Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Thanks for the warning, though. Oh, we gotta warp up. It's faster than taking a lift.
Step on up.
I do wish just for once people in the nation would stop being so tight-lipped around us. You think our reputation precedes us at this point. Just saying.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed.
But technically our job's
Paimon's
done
super
now, right?
Sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Like, we didn't find child, but this is a good enough report to turn into Arlecchino. This is everything she needs to hear. The child part is secondary. We're done our jobs now, right? What else is left? Oh my god, Paimon. Paimon, that's my bed! Get the hell out!
Delicious.
Ah, that's cute. They sleep together.
1 seconds for free.
No. Hydrovision?
Out of my way!
No.
Get out of my way!
Oh, that's even worse.
What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
What the hell? Wow. Chlorine wasn't kidding.
Uh-huh. Who's yelling? Paimon still wants to sleep.
Oh, the alarm.
What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
What?
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! There you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
What?
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here.
Really?
Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks.
Hey.
You heard all the stories,
I
right,
resent
Ed?
that.
An evacuation is successfully completed. Yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
I mean, yeah, we've heard of
Wait,
stories
weren't you
like
the
that.
one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us.
Is that a Brooklyn accent?
Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible, upwards and outwards.
But the seawater.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey!
No, we gotta go to the sluice gate. We can actually resist the effects.
Duke, you two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey! Be careful!
Where's the twins?
Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
Very foreboding music too. Take me down, Scotty.
They're here.
Just like I said.
What happened?
The gate is bursting.
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
That's very dangerous, Risley.
Three, two, one.
Nice. Good footwork.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Okay, but like, what do you plan to do? Keep punching the water? Shouldn't you get out? What are you gonna do? Just seal the area and get out! You can't keep punching that water, right?
Why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the Knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her.
Okay.
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
What the hell? What's that about? Wait, they're meeting in the Opera House, not the palace?
Look! There are a ton of Fatui and Palais Mermonia people over there. The Knave is probably here already. We need to hurry!
Are you two the Traveler in Paimon? Monsieur Neuvillette has left instructions. Please follow me. Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
Okay, sure. We'll fight Arlecchino if we have to. Fine.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course! How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
Can you imagine being the guy responsible for that?
Your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishments. I am the Knave, one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
Hello, the Knave. Pleasure to meet you.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Okay.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time.
That's a large teacup, good lord.
This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 16 slices sold every day.
Ooh, that's exclusive. Here, now I want to eat that.
Why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
Paimon never introduced herself. She called Paimon by name, but Paimon never said anything.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
It's quite tasty.
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I. I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
Ah, he'll be fine.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Child was subdued by Udex Nuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must express my admiration for Monsieur Nuvillette.
Are we breaking open that can of worms now? Just tell her everything in the fortress?
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Child disappeared.
True.
Well, in any case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Child is still alive.
No, we don't.
Oh. And just how do you know that?
Are you gonna blab in front of the Knave?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Meripede.
No, we didn't.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The Fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
Nope.
Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf.
Okay,
Do you have
how nice
any
of
idea
you.
how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together.
How the fuck am I supposed to know, Artikino?
Currently
You can't just ask me
admiring the
this.
scenery on the streets in front of the opera house. Is it something like that?
Sure, hit reply. Hit reply, come on. That sounds good. Send it back. Fuck it.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
Oh.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come.
Does that count as a prophecy mention?
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Okay, fine, that's one.
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow.
Wow.
So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Yeah, true.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that must be it. Nothing else to it.
Day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled, and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All people are born with sin, Neuvillette. Isn't that a part of the prophecy?
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Not really.
Indeed. But only for now.
How long, though?
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
True.
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
Is it always fucking tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set
That's
of
probably
legal
a
codices.
better gift.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
Ooh,
I
get
was
him.
under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke.
Sure. Yeah, joke. Let's go with that.
Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
And he comes back and the palace is on fire. Oh no, what do we do? Also, the meeting is not at the Palais Mermonia. It's in the Opera Epiclese. Completely different islands. So I'm not sure why he's going back to the palace.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontainian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine.
Counts as 3 still.
Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Hearth have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
I don't think that's true.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy.
That's
nor
for-
have I
that's
just
someone
been
else
passing
saying
the
it.
time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
I mean, you tell her.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are.
I mean, you think the drama kit BS is gonna work on the Knave?
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes.
Those are
Allow
not
me
a
to be
mortal's
so bold
eyes.
as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency.
Ah, shit, I didn't have one.
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
We got magic pockets.
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium.
Is that why he
But
heard a
even
voice?
if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Neuvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Yeah, please keep it a
Of
secret.
course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
Of course he can.
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra
There's only
slice of
16 a
cake?
day, Arlecchino.
Those who work hard deserve
I don't want to take
gratitude
1/8 of
and
it.
praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
Very kindly.
Oh, Paimon's super full. That cake was great.
Read the damn room, Paimon.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the Knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
Very well, we'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss Child before I must be on my way.
Okay,
Paimon's coming too.
let's go. First, 4 wishes. 1. Two. 3. I'm so scared. Don't glow. Don't glow. 4. Oh my god, I thought it was yellow. Oh, Sacrifice. Okay. Oh, I thought it was yellow. I wouldn't mind hitting Navia. It would just be like a child they didn't prepare to receive. I would treat her with love, of course. I would definitely build her and run her in my party. 100%. It's just that I would prefer not to yet. I do like her playstyle. Like, if I got her, I wouldn't be sad. But I would really prefer to not hit her. Like, I have such good pity build up for Arlecchino's banner. I don't want to ruin it yet. Do I have battle pass stuff? Oh, right.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Thanks for being transparent.
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
No, that's not it.
Do I look like an irresponsible father to you? The House of the Hearth is very important to me. You should know that I care deeply about my children. That was all.
And?
Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings. I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Freminet are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
We already told them everything.
Very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them, especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others. Including me.
By
the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
I like her. She's my favorite Archon. Why do you ask?
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused?
Why are you at a loss of words?
Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you!
What a cute kitten. Nice getup.
You dare to run from me? Stop!
Okay, never mind. Cute kitten, get the hell back here!
To discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all,
the cat's like, oh god!
The bait is meant to be sacrificed.
Oh, poor kitty. Look at the kitty. Poor kitty.
Second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Curse, you say?
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you.
Curse. The curse part is
the fear
interesting.
in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Furina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor
But the
could she even
curse
bring
that she is
herself to
under
eat
is what
her
I'm interested
cake.
in.
There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Yeah, but Wriothesley had his own reasons for that.
Probably the handiwork of that Wriothesley.
But he had a separate
I'm
reason to
afraid
do
so.
that.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes,
So,
Father.
does she not necessarily know
Tartaglia's
that the
disappearance
sea
was
is
not
under
a part
there?
of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina.
But she
and
seems to be
Iudex
working
Neuvillette.
under the assumption that buried under Meripede was the Gnosis. Does she necessarily know that buried under Meripede is actually the primordial sea?
The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth.
Lenny
My
figured
wish
it
to
out.
Investigate the fortress of
But does
Meripede
Arlecchino
will be a
know?
front. Lenny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering. You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
Indeed.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
That's the part we latch
It
onto?
wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I guess?
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now
Yeah, he's not.
that doesn't seem
He's
right to
not.
me either. I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Iudex Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
Did you change clothes? Your
Ultimately,
outfit is a
though,
lot brighter.
One must survive in order to do anything else.
I thought it was a
Shut the
darker
meeting
outfit
eyes.
when you were at the party.
I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, and as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He
Good
certainly
interest.
returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Uh-oh. Hi, Dad.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm
One.
concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur.
Thank you,
for
Dragon
protecting
Daddy.
Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the primordial sea and reseal the sluice gate. So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Freminet. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives. Permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Freminet and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Did you defend those that need to be defended?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering. And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Did we figure it out, finally? And also, we're about to be drowned underwater. Please stop crying. Like, this is raising the water levels.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Freminet?
Neverlet, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm
I mean,
or
we
deny...
met a pep.
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Why
They say
not?
that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
There are 7 elemental Archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to
Now
me.
that's an idea, isn't it?
Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
3, I guess?
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meripede? Paimon is a little worried. We'll see you another time.
Take care.
A moment's respite. I'm not sure how long this moment is gonna last. Also 3 polls, right? You guys gotta stop talking about this. It's getting real tight now. One. Two. 3. I'm not at soft pity yet, so the chances of just hitting Navia is quite low. Seems like everyone returned. That's good. Nobody got hurt.
Over here.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
Alright, they don't seem to be.
A bare teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely, Freminet.
Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clorant in person.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Whoa, how did she react?
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all.
She's taken plenty.
She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't want to stress you out, that's all. She's right, and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the Knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were, a bit hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
Yep.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic.
I don't know about that.
You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Father is very capable, and also
Someone played
trustworthy.
Child's voice line about
I just
Articuno.
remembered that she thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Get
Are
him.
you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
No? Who decided on that?
I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Yeah, the one
Another
16 per
implies that
day
you were
one.
already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely. Well, next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
Deal. Anytime. Anytime.
We should start preparing that tea party.
Oh, that's a great idea. I'm all for it.
I'll help you set it up.
What a lovely pair of siblings. Sure hope nothing bad happens to them in the future.
Surprise!
So next floor, is it? Yes. Siege Wind.
Siegewing! Traveler, Paimon, you're back!
Are you still doing alright? Did either of you get hurt?
We're both fine.
We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it?
A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervillette paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being. Of course, we must also thank you for the help
We
you
didn't do
provided.
much. We just walked
How
around.
did I know that he was needed here?
Well, Monsieur Nervillette has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word. I'm so relieved to see that you're both alright. If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days. Just let me know if you get a craving for
But
any
we're not
particular
prisoners.
dish, so I can have Mr. Wolsey get your meals prepared. Oh, and
We're not
please
prisoners. What are we staying here for?
anytime.
We served our time.
Opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are
But
quite
that's cute.
contagious, you know.
I'll do that.
They're so memorable, and I've missed them immensely while you were gone.
That's cute. But also, we served our time. We don't belong here. Bombshell Bros over there? Is it?
Step on up.
You guys are back?
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
No, we came back here for God knows why.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you. He was super worried about
there was a mission of the prophecy back in the infirmary, right? My short-term memory is awful.
Weren't you super
I already
worried
forgot.
as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few days ago. I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots. Are those two all right? Do you think they made it out alive? Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with drinks in hand.
I freaking wish, dude.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening
I
to
did
all
that
my
once!
gossip.
I listened to you once!
They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
It's nice of Lumine to praise them how when they're in the kitchen the welfare meal quality went up. That's a sweet touch. I'll do one poll because I forgot. I'll assume I did. Now that I think about it, the prophecy probably wasn't mentioned in the infirmary, but you know what? One for the road. It's not that bad. There might be one coming up though. Risley and Chlorine are in that office, aren't they? They have to be.
Over here.
Are they up or downstairs? They're in the Forbidden Zone. Okay. It's not them.
Jurier, Miss Sijween told me you still haven't eaten.
Are they actually dating?
I was working on something, so I forgot.
Are they actually dating?
That's no excuse for... Huh? What's you two?
Jurier, Lurvine, we're back!
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you
We're fine.
And you? Are you still taking the secret passageway from the infirmary to work on the ship?
Did we establish that?
That is still top secret, though. So don't say a word to anyone.
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots of people in the infirmary, but I still prefer taking that route over the one from the Duke's office.
I mean, the infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
You two really are just using your jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Thank you. Even Paimon gets it. No! Shut the hell up. Stop denying it. Hello.
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see two inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
Oh, shut the hell up. You love me.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Yeah, that's an idea.
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
Thank you.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sijween's gift with him, though.
Oh, that's sweet of
He
him.
sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sijween.
That's also sweet.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Ah, that's really sweet.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Especially one of them tastes awful.
It's Neuvillette's own fault for making Sijween worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Oh, thank you.
Are these from Sijuin too?
They're milkshakes!
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up.
They're my milkshakes!
So you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so
oh, shut the
you
hell up.
Continue to use your cell
You don't serve 45 days for eating a cake, alright?
Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free.
Alright, never mind, we're staying here.
Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Okay, but does this go on our permanent criminal record? Sir? Sir, my permanent record!
Your file can't be closed until we've completed your paperwork.
Okay, but when we close the files, can we strike this whole excursion from the record? We travel the globe. A criminal record makes that difficult. We like that erased.
We're back in our cell again. We're no longer prisoners though, so it really doesn't feel the same.
Yeah?
Being
guess.
free sure feels pretty special now.
Boy, prison changed you.
Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! Alright. Okay, Paimon just wanted to say that we really are an amazing duo after all.
First of all, thank you. That's really sweet. I do really enjoy Paimon. I like making fun of her, but I enjoy Paimon's company. But second of all, we didn't do shit! What do you mean we're an amazing duo? We didn't do shit. We just sat there for like most of it.
It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been.
We didn't solve shit.
No matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
We're just Neverlet did all the work. We didn't do anything.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
No, you're an adventurer by now.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward.
Can you fight?
Just your thoughts making Paimon giddy. Paimon's gonna crash, so you sleep soon too.
Alright.
The last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary.
Don't jinx it.
We should be safe now, right?
We'll be fine.
Alright then. Good night to you, traveler.
But don't jinx it. Aw, that's so cute. They face each other when they sleep now. Oh, fucking hell. Alright, child. The narwhal. And that's it. What a quest. Oh shit, that cutscene counts, doesn't it? That cutscene is the prophecy! Oh, and that's Act 5. Oh shit, that cutscene is a part of the prophecy. Alright. 60 pity to end it off, and we get nothing. I will get Navia though. I definitely will. Even if it's not this banner, I will get her on her next rerun. I have to save for Arlecchino. But once that's done, maybe I can get Navia. Whenever she does rerun. I hope it's not like an Ito or Albedo situation where she disappears for like a whole year and a half. But that's the end of Act 4. It might be a few days before I can sit down again to play Act 5. Especially because that's the finale. Act 5 is going to be super long. But once I get the time, I'll definitely sit down. I'm going to budget about 6 hours for it. Unfortunately, I quite literally don't have 6 hours of free time very easily. Definitely not for the remainder of this week, especially with Christmas coming up. Oh, how am I going to find 6 continuous hours of free time? Such a thing even possible? I don't know. We'll find out. Beautiful questline though. I cannot wait for the finale. Cannot wait for this payoff.